And we're talking all about our clean air that we want to have. You know, in the winter, it's very obvious when we have the inversion, but in the summer, it's a little bit harder to see. That's why we want to bring in our friends at UCare, Mr. Tom Carter, who is here and looking so dapper in his suit. I haven't seen a man in a full suit in a while, Tom.
Yeah, it's good to be out in public and not just wearing shorts all the time, Jenny. It's good to be here with you.
Hey, good to see you. Now, summer is very different when it comes to ozone and how our air, you know, is not that clean that we think, but there's ways we can help. So let's talk first about UCare.
Yeah, so in the wintertime, it's really easy to recognize when the air is bad, right? It's the inversion layer. We've got the lid that sits on us. You can see it, you can taste it, you can feel everything. But in the summer, it's very different. It's ground level ozone. We have this beautiful sunshine day to day. And you wouldn't think, well, there can't be an air quality problem today. Well, right now, the air is looking pretty good. But as we build into the late afternoon, it will get worse and worse. Because what happens is our VOCs, our NOx, they get baked together kind of like a cake with the hot summer sun, and it turns into that cake that actually sits on your lungs almost like a sunburn. And it happens kind of in that late afternoon every single day. And so we've got to reduce our emissions and find ways to be part of the solution so we don't build into a bad day every day during this hot summer.
So obviously this is something that if people do have some sort of lung condition or anything, they obviously need to go out in the morning and kind of avoid these afternoon times.
Yeah, early in the morning is a great time to be outside, or late at night, right?
Okay.
Or not late at night, but in the evenings. It's kind of that 2 to 6 p.m. period is when our air is the worst during the summertime. And it's July and August really is an affected period for air quality. And then, of course, you have the wildfire smoke that affects us as well. And so you can't control that. I'm not Smokey the Bear. You've got to, only you can prevent forest fires, but we also have to think of ways to just be part of those solutions.
Well, and you think about that, you said from 2 to 6 is the worst time, and that's honestly the worst time for your skin too, being exposed in the sun. So it might be a good idea to, you know, shift your life into the morning and the evenings. But there's ways that we can all help by cleaning up our air. Let's talk about it. Yeah,
so if you think about, we always give you those travel-wise strategies as it relates to the winter time, but there are some specific summertime things you can do because it's all about VOCs and NOx. So one thing we talk about is maybe fueling your vehicle at nighttime. So you think about when you're fueling your vehicle, there's excess gas that comes out. Well, if you can do that at nighttime when we're going to flush out the ozone every night when it cools down, that's an opportunity to not have those extra gases in the morning that get built into the day. Same thing as you mentioned in the teas about mowing our lawns. Maybe you can mow your lawn at nighttime after that 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, or just switch to electric lawn and garden tools. Those have zero emissions and can be a great part of the solution. And then, like I said, those travel-wise strategies, carpool, walk, telecommute, just reduce your trips as it relates to your mobile source in general.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people would be surprised about mowing. I think a lot of people want to get out there in the morning, maybe use it as their exercise to mow their lawn, but truly they need to be doing it at the night because like you said, it can kind of burn off overnight and not affect our air quality like it would in the morning.
Absolutely, that's exactly right. Push your emissions to later in the day so it can just be pushed out to overnight. It's a really great strategy to have.
And imagine, I think what's so hard is when you think of being, you know, me, just myself thinking, okay, I'm going to go fuel up at night. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but you put everybody together, that's when it makes a huge, huge difference.
Absolutely. It's all about everybody finding one or two little things that they can do, and then we aggregate it together as a community, and then it starts driving down emissions. And that's the key, right? We don't need to all do something big. We all need to find practical solutions. As we say, in our efforts to clear the air, there are no perfect answers, but there are practical solutions, and what could work for you and your family might be different than what works for me and my family. So do what works for you, I'll do what works for me, and we'll bring it together and we'll drive down emissions together.
100%. Tom, you know, I have to say I'm one of the few that have actually been driving to work pretty much every day since the pandemic, but a lot of people working from home, and I have to admit I love the no traffic thing.
Absolutely.
Has it helped our air with everybody telecommuting and working from home?
Yeah, we like to say maybe the only silver lining of the pandemic has been people's ability to telework and find that this is a practical and real solution for business. We did a large-scale telework survey, and we found that people are liking it. They're finding ways to be productive and get things done, and maybe shift their whole behaviors around work. And so we're really excited about this and what it means for our future.
Wow, yeah, and look at those numbers. I mean, it's pretty amazing to see. And if people want more information, where can they go, Tom?
Come to our website, ucare.org. That's ucair.org.
Perfect. Love it. Good to see you, and take care. We'll hopefully see you again soon.
Hopefully.
Hey, well.